My name is Mark Fratto, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
Good evening, everybody. What's the good word? How you doing? December 4th, the 4th of December. And we are back with our post-game live stream. This is episode 240 for us, calling it Tyreek and Destroy, which is what happened on Sunday. I'm your boy, Steve. I'm joined by my two awesome co-hosts. We have Phil, and then we have Dev down
Fresh
below.
off the jet, baby.
As always, all the music on this show is produced, created, written by none other than Mr. Dev. Mr. Get Marvin Harrison Jr. or Bust.
Did you ride on Spirit, Phil, with the OnlyFans?
I took American Airlines, baby. I do not ride Spirit. I took first
American.
class, too.
You know, the OnlyFans chicks, man, on Spirit.
Well, I mean, you know, it's true. But I mean, I took American Airlines. I was in one of those CRJ 900s, the narrow bodies, which are just
little bit tight.
Little tight. Not in first class. That's why I upgraded.
They're with the rich folk.
Yeah, a whole $70 extra.
You know, like when you fly like them or South, I like Southwest a lot because I'm close to, I'm DWI, not that far. I always pay for the early bird check-in, get a good seat. Like anytime you can upgrade for a moderate price, why not, man?
Oh yeah, and I did the basic plus on the way back because I couldn't upgrade to first class on the way back. But on the way back, I did get the basic plus, which gives you 6 extra inches of legroom. And I'm like, take that.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
And by the way, the people who say that airline seats aren't big enough for fat people,
true story.
let me tell you all something. I am 6'1". I am 283 pounds as of this past Wednesday. Down 51.
Congratulations.
283 pounds. Like I am built like a small nose tackle. And I can fit in the seat just fine. I don't need a seatbelt extender. I don't need any of that.
You don't need to pay for 2 seats.
I don't need to pay for 2 seats. I don't even need to extend the seatbelt on the seat that I'm in. In fact, I plugged the seatbelt in and then I got pulled the strap tighter.
What Bill is trying to say,
if you're saying, how big are you that you
Hey,
need 2 seats?
what Phil's trying to say is, if you are not 380, you are not a lady.
280.
380 lady.
She ain't 280. She ain't a lady.
380. She ain't a lady. That's Phil's philosophy there.
You never heard that before, Steve?
He will fly you in on Spirit.
If she's 380, she's gonna fly you in because her ass ain't getting on that plane.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you, Phil, with all the weight loss there, man. It's a good feat, man. You keep going. Give you a little.
Nobody's gonna be going out
230 is the goal.
Nobody's gonna be messing with Phil for tax money. He ain't that big, is he? You ain't come sleep with me for these Jordans big. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm out here getting the attention of famous people on Twitter.
Apparently. My Asian friend, apparently.
So for those who aren't aware, I've been blocked on Twitter by Jay Gruden.
I love Jay, man. I love Jay Gruden.
He's way better than
you hate him.
I gave him a simple jab.
You did. It was a poke. It wasn't an egregious poke either.
No.
Lots of people said the same thing.
I probably said worse to people in our group within the previous 5 minutes of me posting that tweet.
Usually you're like Mongo Smash. That was a reasonable poking jab. You know what? A lot of people said the same shit to him, like to Jay Gruden. I don't know if he blocked
my Louisville ties.
I get on there because people were laughing. People were laughing at it. They were like, "Shit, that's funny." And then here's what happened. All right, because Jay thought he was funny. Because someone said, "Hey, you need to get off your high horse," because he said his old comment about, "Well, I thought the culture would have been changed by now."
Yeah.
And then someone says, "You need to get off high horse," because I've never been on a horse. I said,
true.
Too drunk to get on? That would be a problem.
Yeah, that's
locked.
Reasonable. It's not bad.
That was pretty bad, bro.
No, I mean it wasn't. Some of the other.
That's me doing diss to Jay.
I'm taking Jay's side. Team Louisville.
I didn't mention the fact that his penis envy almost got Alex Smith killed.
Hey, we're talking about my man Joe. What's
your
man? We got to give him a nickname.
Your man is SAWFT.
I like him. I've only liked him since he left the team, because when he's on the radio, he makes fun of himself. He admits he's a bad coach. Like, he knows these things.
I don't think he's a bad. I don't think he said I'm a bad coach. Man.
No, he'll poke fun of himself. Apparently, because I couldn't keep a job. Like, he'll say stuff like that where he pokes fun of himself. So I don't think he takes anything seriously, including his time while he's coaching.
That's right. Phil's just a hater, man.
I'm not. No. Hold
on. L1C4.
It's not hate. It's not hate if you earned and deserved it.
Yeah, he was a man everywhere he went to. He came here. His whole staff
almost got a man killed because he got penis envy when he was cheating on his wife. Okay, there's so many egregious statements in what I just said, and he committed all of them.
Wives are made to be cheated on, according to all the historical books.
All right, let's say hi to everyone who's in the chat.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Bill Belichick.
Cheatgate, Spousegate. Hey, Ryan Elias from YouTube, thank you for joining us. We're also joined by a bunch of people on Facebook because the permission on Facebook thing just isn't working. I apologize, but if you're watching from Facebook, if you at least try, expand the post and click the streamer at Facebook, give it permission so we can see your name on the post and so we can see who's posting them. We're trying to monitor both, but give it permission. In theory, it should work. Or flip on over to YouTube. The links
go to YouTube so we can see your name easier, and I don't have to sit here and go, okay, which Facebook user is this? Which one's this?
Those who are joining us said what we need in the draft. I lost track of who that.
That's Dana Andre Tenen.
There we go. And then we also have Greg Delaney.
That's Greg Delaney. He's laughing at me getting blocked by Jay Gruden on Twitter.
Marcus Edlin, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys go check out Marcus's group, Sports View 2 on Facebook. Always sharing great content, doing good stuff. Someone else says, "What's up, fellas?"
That's Todd Samuel.
There we
finally
go.
Joining us. I gave him a personal invite to join us tonight. He is a new member, relatively new member of the Addicts group. He is very vocal. I disagree with him greatly on one particular topic, but I at least will give him credit that he brings something of evidence. He's the one saying Fire Rivera too.
Yeah,
at least brings something that he says, this is what I think, and here's a link why. Now, granted, we have people who will provide 10 links that say otherwise, but at least he's bringing something. All right. And that's the thing I always say. If you have a hot take and you have something to come with it, you will always get at least that respect from me. Now, I'm still not necessarily going to agree with you just because, you provided a little evidence. I'm going to change my mind. No, because I come to my conclusions through a lot of thought and process. This is one of these people I debate with a lot on Facebook, but I at least give him the respect of he brings something with his takes. And that's all I ask of people. If you're going to say something and not put, and it's just a hot take with nothing behind it, well, then I think you're dumb or you're trolling. But if you at least say, hey, here's a link that shows what I'm thinking. All right, maybe I may accuse you of cherry picking, but that's about it. And that's all I ask. If you're going to bring it, have reasons why.
Or it's just social media and it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, my name be Jay Gruden. No,
but you know what? We gotta encourage healthy debate.
Absolutely. And Phil, part of healthy debate includes respectfully talking to people and not going from 0 to I
only do that with some people.
360. I was like, that started out great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the first thing you make can be like
talking to someone to calling them disingenuous
people. There's certain people who I know they're trolling, and I'm not going to give them. I'm not going to give them.
Oh, it was hilarious. That was funny. It was funny. that particular one was funny.
I know who you're talking about, and that's all he
yeah.
does. He only exists to troll.
Donaway?
So why don't I just troll him back?
I don't think he's a troll.
He never contributes to anything else except when I comment.
Yeah, Dev doesn't join our live threads in the Facebook group anymore on Sundays. That's where all the action is, man. We have a lot of fun in there.
Yeah, it was just.
I don't think we've seen you at all this year,
I
Dev.
also invited to come watch this podcast tonight because he says, well, "Why don't you sell?" It's like I said, dude. I leave comments in this group all the time talking about this shit. I have a podcast I do twice a week where I spend an hour and a half talking about this shit. I am not going to repeat myself again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. So if you're not in the Facebook group, you should be. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, you should be, because it's easier for us to see your names.
42.
Anyway, Todd Samuel repeating himself wants us to fire Rivera.
Yes. Well, let's jump right into the game. So 45-15. It's a little better than 45-10, right? But I'm not really going to dwell over the stats. Like, we have a couple little bits of film that we just want to go over, a couple plays, and we'll just go from there. So we're gonna go through a couple pieces of film, not calling this film study, film review. Just got some clips from all 22 because we don't care about copyright. And let's just get right into it, and we'll talk about this as we go along. So this is the first play. This is the Tyreek Hill first touchdown, and I just pay attention. He is right here. Okay, he's lined up in the slot at the bottom, outside the hash, above the 20. So just look at this clip for those in the audio crowd. He's lined up against is that Quan Martin on their 20. Okay, the 22, right? With no help up top. So let's just let this play. It's going to play from two angles.
It's like the Dukes of Hazzard. Now, what do you think them boys going to do to get out of this one?
down.
Just a good I had a Dukes of Hazzard big one. I never even thought there was a rebel flag on top of that fucking car.
Dude, I had the same thing, man. The General Lee. I had that shit. That was it was so egregious and bad. Now watch from the we'll show it from a different angle, but it's so bad. Wide open. But just go back to here real quick. Look right here. They're playing him man, all right? And Tyreek Hill even said, you don't play me man. Once I knew you were playing me man, it was lights out. Single high safety. In what world do you play single high safety and not double up Tyreek Hill? But also point out, look at the guy up top. Look at I think it's Waddle. He could have went house. Look.
No, right that's the running back, but on the other side.
Is it Mostert or Kane?
Yeah, Mostert.
Well, look, Tua hasn't thrown the ball. He knew he was going to Tyreek, but look at this guy, wide open. And the safety, she was cheating this way.
He's looking at him, yeah.
Why would you not be looking at Tyreek? Why is he not number one priority of coverage?
Because right now he's 5 yards already past the damn guy. Like, that's nothing you could do. There was nothing. When I watched it live action, I was like, man, Butler sucks. But now I'm looking at it like there's nothing he could have done. Like, it's nothing. Like, it's like first thing you're going to look at is a dude who's got him about 5 yards. Tariq's at least level with his guy at this point.
Terrible defensive play design, though. You need to give a second safety.
It was a terrible. And then he compounded the throwing him under the bus by saying in the press conference, we had some guys who didn't play deep, didn't go back deep like they were supposed to. What the fuck was he supposed to do, bro? Run deep in the middle of the field to be between both of them? Man. It's a cover three or a single house safety, right? So the safety has to get them between both of them and run deep. But those two guys are way too fast to not cheat over on one side or the other, bro. So what are you going to do? It was just a horrible, like you said, it was a bad decision amongst a lot of bad decisions. But I don't know who the other safety you would put back deep, Quan, because Curl's slow.
Right here when Tyreek hit that move, Quan knew right there. He knew.
At this point, he knew Ron fucked up.
I wonder why you wouldn't let him go out. Going outside was a win, though.
Quan was singing this.
Hello, darkness, my friend.
As it was happening, it was over. Game over.
Yeah.
Game over, fellas. It was bad. It was bad. So that was the first Tyreek Hill, the first of two. Let's just keep moving and get on to the next play. The next play is, and the hits just keep on coming because that's what we do here on Command This. This is the pick six sack. So a couple things to look forward in this one. I want you to pay attention to what Andrew Wiley does or doesn't do, and then watch the number 43, the linebacker, what he does. He just kind of he reads it. He reads it really well. So let's go.
Goddamn Wiley's bitch ass.
I'm gonna tell you what you should have done after you run this play.
Wiley couldn't sell fire in that damn snowstorm, bro.
Bam. I'm sorry. Wrong play. This is just a sack. Sorry.
Okay, no, but this is a great one. This is a great one because Tom Samuel here with here's Todd Samuel with his anti-Sam bullshit. Never looked at the defense. All right. I want you to look at the defense and tell me, who do you throw this ball to?
The only person you could maybe right
at the 42.
But you got safely closing in.
Or here.
You got that seam. You got to do it in the seam.
None of these guys are open.
Yeah, you're crazy. The dude right there in the seam.
No, because look, the receiver right here doesn't even have his head turned around.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So the only person you could throw to is right here, this spot right here. But he's got to get it over this DB right here. So it's a tough play. And look right, and then bam, he has no time to reprocess. He could have had to dump off to Gibson right here, but there was
might have had that deep post. Probably was looking for in the middle. That's probably gonna be there.
No time.
He came up. All. Yeah, if he had time, that deep post was coming. Was that?
Yeah, if you have time. You notice it's always if somebody else has done their job. Sam's got the time.
So Bates chipped 43. He chips him off the jump, and then Wiley is too slow to get over. Look at that.
The guy got chipped, and Wiley couldn't even get over.
All right, watch from this angle, and then watch it from the second angle. Watch it from the second angle, and you'll get it. Watch it from the second angle. Watch Wiley miss this guy.
Nah, he spin moved on him. Look at the spin move. Here it comes.
Bam.
Woo! Got him. Hey, that was
he doesn't even get that spin move off. By the way,
sometimes you got to tip your hat, dog.
By the way, a linebacker hit him free and clean and couldn't bring him down.
Yeah.
He's a tough dude. But hey, that spin move, that was nice, man. That was just a nice move.
Yeah. Marcus says, I've been debating about Sam Howell isn't a franchise quarterback. Like I tell him, there's coaches' film instead of saying that he isn't. Yeah, that's right. And that's what we hope the coaches will rely on.
I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but I'm not saying, but I think he can be. I think he has all the talent, physical talent to be a franchise quarterback. I think he needs more snaps, man. It's hard to tell any quarterback from 1 year to the other. From 1 year to 2 years, it's hard to do that with less than a season's worth of games, man. There's very small amount of quarterbacks that ever come in the league, and the first year they're there, you're like, yeah, we're building a whole team around this guy.
Okay, so let me before we get to this next one, I got a good question for you. Sam was drafted in 2022, right?
Yes.
Okay. 2021 was the supposed greatest quarterback class in the history of mankind. Allegedly, when it came out. Oh, you can't miss with any of these guys.
What?
Now, those two quarterback classes.
Really, it was just
outside of Trevor Lawrence. They all suck. Better than Sam.
But Trevor Lawrence had a bad rookie year too. He had a worse rookie year.
Trevor Lawrence was like ass his rookie year. And I thought
they all have none of the only rookies who play well right now. CJ Stroud. Other than that, name me a good rookie.
3 drafts. The only one who's had a better first 16 games than Sam, is CJ Stroud.
Yep.
Yeah,
and neither one of those two has even played 16 games yet.
Yeah, I remember Josh Allen was terrible too his first year.
He was. They all were.
Then he got 2 All-Pro wide receivers in 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff matters, bro. Like, I don't going back to Marcus about him being a franchise quarterback. I've said this many times. I hope he is, man. I'm rooting for the dude. If they decide to go in the next year with Sam Howell as their quarterback, I agree with it, man. I think he's earned the right to at least be considered an NFL starter. Now, I also will say this. If a new owner if a new coach and new GM wants to get their own guy in here, man, I wouldn't blame him there either. I get it. I totally get it. You can't tell me that he's better than some of these guys coming out just because you've seen him play. I don't know if any of these guys are special or not. They're going to have to go through the film and work these guys out, man. That's something that we don't know. Like,
Yep.
you know, you got to be crazy to think I wouldn't look at Penix or fucking Daniels. You got to be crazy. I look at Marvin Harrison too. I look at Bowers too. I look at the Notre Dame tackle. Also, I look at all those guys, man. We need guys that are elite. We don't have any elite players outside Tress Way, dog. There's not one elite player
agree.
on this team at any position, bro.
None.
Not one. So you mean to tell me just because you have a decent quarterback that you can build up, you think you would pass on a guy that you think might be elite? You crazy, man. I would take a guy who has done everything. And then I would trade Hal. I trade Hal before the draft is over. If I got a quarterback, if somebody offered me
of course. Man, if you get a quarterback in the draft, you got to trade it. You got to trade Hal.
I trade him that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be crazy. There's a list of teams, even with quarterbacks that pay 700 something.
None of these guys, you see, none of the guys coming out of the draft, none of the draft guys coming in this draft had the hype of the guys who came out in 2021. And out of all the guys in 2021, the only one that's worth a damn is Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence and Purdy. But out of the ones that are big time, yeah, they were big time college guys, yeah. I mean, it's still the jury's still out on Fields, man. Fields doesn't look like
he doesn't look like a
Fields is done. I don't think so, man. Like the game
Fields is washed.
I don't think so.
Mac Jones is washed.
I don't know.
Zach Wilson is washed.
I think that
is washed.
I think that if the Bears in a similar situation to where, like, if there's a quarterback there, you'd have to be foolish not to look at him.
Oh, they're going to move on from Fields, dude.
If they decide not to, you can blame them. He's won some games for them. The Bears have no talent, bro. They have a receiver. That's it. They have nobody else you give a fuck about, bro. Like,
the only guy that, outside of Lawrence and the past three draft and CJ Stroud, that you can even point to, and Todd Samuel said it, Brock Purdy. But you got to grade it on a curve. Brock Purdy doesn't do a lot. He's
ranked first in almost every major category in the NFL. He's way better than Sam. He's better than Sam.
How much of that put Brock Purdy behind this line? He's no better than Sam.
But that's subjective. That's an opinion. You have no way to back that up. That's
I'm just saying you got to look at the talent surrounding him.
Brock makes all the throws. He makes all the scrambles. He doesn't make mistakes.
Behind San Francisco's line, he's not better.
San Francisco's line is dope, but his receivers are
better. Hypotheticals
are
so hard.
You can't convince me that our receivers aren't better than their receivers. There's
no way. Are they getting open? Because they're
not. Talent wise.
Dude, Brandon Ayuk is better than any receiver we have on this team.
See, I don't think he is, but he's definitely more productive.
Dude, he's always open. He's always open.
He's definitely more productive. But Shanahan's an elite.
Yeah. Hey, we just want to say hi to Kim. Kim watching from YouTube. Hi, Kim. Said they landed right on Sam on that play. No flag for roughing the passer.
Shit, I bet Andy Reid, if you put him on Kansas City with those bum ass receivers, that he would put up crazy numbers and have more time. Because Andy Reid's an elite play caller, man. Like some of these guys can make a good quarterback great. Like that's what I'm thinking about Hal. Hal, right now, in my opinion, has the makers to be a really good quarterback, dog. But if you got a chance to draft someone you think can be elite, you got to take them, bro. Like, I understand.
They got to hit all the metrics. And they're
you only got to hit more than Hal. I mean, it ain't got to be all over. You just got to be, got to prove it. You got to look like you're going to be better than Hal, bro. That's all you got to be.
That's for the GMs to figure out, the GM, whoever that is. We don't need GMs where are so dysfunctional. And here,
let's be honest. Everybody in the front office and the coaching staff is getting fired after this year.
Yeah.
Right.
And that means that Hal's going to be gone anyway because either because the GM thinks that they know better or they just want to please the loudest mouths in the fan base.
No, or they want to start a clean slate with their talent from the very beginning. So the GM will hire the coach, who will hire the staff, who will draft the play. Like, I can't blame if that's what they want to do. Man, I hope they don't. I want them to do
any GM that's worth their salt reevaluates the talent they have instead of going, nope, I'm getting my own guy.
Of course.
But there's too many of them that instead of doing that, I gotta make my mark immediately. And that's ego.
If they offer you anything,
and I worry about them.
If they offer you anything over 3 for Hal, and you're in position to get,
I do not want to be.
I'd do it.
I do not want to be San Diego in 2004.
Man, I trade McLaurin.
What San Diego?
I would trade everybody.
San Diego got rid of Drew Brees for Phillip Rivers.
You might be able to get a 1 from McLaurin.
And Phillip Rivers was a great
you
quarterback.
Two, maybe.
But that was a team that always choked in the playoffs because they were just one great quarterback away.
Todd says, "Trade Hal. He's damaged goods."
Todd never
I don't think anything's wrong with Hal. I don't think
he doesn't like his
all right
eye shape, or he doesn't like his height. I don't know.
I don't think anything's wrong with Hal. I think Hal is an excellent choice to run with next year. If that's the guy you feel like, if there's no one,
if they think he's the guy, if they think he's the guy, it works out really good for us. So we can spend that first pick on elite talent somewhere else.
And that's the thing is that if you go after a quarterback, you now have eliminated anybody else that you can get.
That's correct.
You still got a bunch of picks.
But you're not getting a first top 5 pick at a position of need.
Shit, quarterback is a position of need, man.
Is it relative to everything else?
You can't have you all starts there though. You can't not. I'm telling you, cannot just because you have a good quarterback don't mean you can't go get. You should not go get in the league with if you think.
I mean, we wouldn't even be in this position if we had a passed on Chase and gotten Justin Herbert. We wouldn't be. This conversation wouldn't have been happening. But we had to get a defensive end. You end up doing nothing for this.
Justin Herbert ain't exactly lighting the world on fire right now either.
We could have had 2 also. Yeah, Justin Herbert been in the playoffs just as much as anybody else.
Yeah, but he's so good. He's
regressed this year. Now I think some of that's Kellen
very
more.
good.
I think some of that's Kellen Moore though.
It could be.
Some of that's their coaches terrible.
All right, let's get on to this this film rookie. So this is the pick 6. I want you to pay attention to Hal. In the screen pat,
Wiley, and I'm going to tell you what he.
I'm sorry, not Hal. Wiley, and you're supposed to do a couple things, like at least try to sell it. He doesn't even make the attempt to sell. So just watch this. Key in on the right tackle. This is the pick 6. Okay.
So I actually saw this same play but flipped, run by Kansas City. Right, I saw a video of this. The tackle is. You see? Okay, stop. You see how he's basically in the same place he dropped back to? Yeah. When Kansas City did it, the tackle slid out in front of the rusher.
Yeah,
instead of and if he had done that, he's in between.
His first step is up instead of to the side. So I see what you're saying. Had he slid to the right versus stepping up? Look, he steps up instead of stepping to the side.
Yeah.
Unless he was scared about another spin.
He went to the right. He had
step to the side.
Bam.
He's supposed to step to the side now because I've seen this exact play with this exact formation in Kansas City. And it earlier this year.
And Todd says it, 5 wide receivers, horrible. I hate an empty set. Now they run max protect a couple times, but nothing good ever comes from running an empty set with this team.
These dudes are just trash, bro. Wiley is trash, man. He's trash. He is so bad that we're considering renaming the Glock Dookie Award to the Wiley Award, bro.
The why? Phil Gregg says Brock Purdy is a product of the talent around him, plus a top offensive play caller. Okay, even if he is, he still has in first place in every major metric.
I'm not even
every successful quarterback in their first 2 years.
I hate to say that because it sounds like I'm knocking Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was a lot better than what he was drafted at. That's obvious. But so is Sam Howell.
Yeah. Like, I don't think any.
I think that if Sam Howell had been drafted in the first round like he should have, and like he was projected to, if Sam Howell had been drafted in the first round, people would actually be a lot more patient with him.
Water boys, this is probably Paulie. Paulie, thank you for tuning in.
That is Paulie
to the Water Boys. It's called lazy execution. Look at
it.
Oh my gosh! Look, from this angle, it's even more egregious.
Okay, pause it. Keep going. Stop. He knows how he's now running out. He should have sprinted out.
He pitter-patters.
That's what they do in Kansas City. The tackle sprints out.
Outside edge rushers read tackles. Like if they take a step back, it's a pass. Take a step forward, it's a run. Take a step inside, it's a pull or something like that. Take a step outside is usually a screen.
And if he sprints out, it looks like a run.
Right, and he didn't do it right.
Gosh, guys.
He fucked up and cost his quarterback an interception. It looks like it's his fault.
We've shown you right there where Andrew Wiley fucked up.
Oh, he's the worst lineman
and the play calling was fucked up.
Wiley is the worst offensive tackle in the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
I said this before the season started too. I'm letting y'all know. I told you before the season started we got the worst offensive line in the league, and everybody laughed.
I would go.
No way.
I would go pull Sharp or Donish or Joe Patton out of retirement.
All right. This is the next two plays are the one where Sam Howell gets rocked at the line, throws a bomb to Terry, and this was a heave. There was no way. It was a lucky throw, lucky catch. He got crushed, and it's followed up by a nice outlet to Curtis on a scramble. So we'll just let it roll. But watch how fast the blitzer comes through after the play action. Bam!
Yeah, right past
rocked him.
Was that Leno?
Rocked him. You'll see it on the back end. Watch this play.
Leno switched off, and
the middle linebacker 51 comes in untouched. He comes in untouched on this play.
Oh, the problem is he held the ball too long in this play, Steve.
Look, wasn't even done with his drop. I mean, he threw it off his back foot.
And he still got it in there.
He did. Look at that. That's what I'm saying. The next couple clips I shows the flashes of brilliance with Sam Howell. So this is the play. Terry can't catch it. Now watch the next play. Here's a
knock on that I see that people are talking about the quarterback though. Like right there, you should have threw it to Bates or whoever it was that came across real fast. Like you got to learn the hot routes. Maybe you're not reading the hot reads fast because this slant was wide open.
There are no hot reads in this offense. I can tell you that because they don't.
Maybe not. But I'm saying there definitely was a slant. There was
what rookies pick those up though? Rookies don't pick those up.
Well, they don't, but I'm just saying, I think maybe that's what he was.
And don't say CJ Stroud because CJ Stroud has 6 to 7 seconds per pass play to throw it. Every single. Not only that, but
I'm even going to throw this out here. Everybody complains that Sam doesn't throw the ball to Terry. He's on Terry one-on-one and gave him a chance.
To have a top 10 defense.
Yeah, but also they key in on Terry, and Terry's just not getting open like. So watch this play. This is to Curtis. Bounces right back, hits him. Perfect pass. Perfect play.
That's a touchdown, bro. I don't give a shit what this
I thought it was a touchdown too. But this was a perfectly placed ball. He had a pretty clean pocket. Look at that.
Really.
Perfectly placed ball. Yeah. It was good.
He had that much time to get it off. Like that's so much time he had to get that off. There was another second left.
Yeah. So for the next play, so this is going to be Tyreek Hill's second long touchdown. But Todd says Howell should be like rookie Big Ben, 20 passes per game, run the ball and slow down the game. Bro,
that's how he made Heineke look competent. That's how Heineke looked competent. We stopped. Look at the run pass distribution when Wentz was quarterback versus Heineke. There's a dramatic difference. They took the ball out of Heineke's hands. Now Howell is much better than Heineke, and I will die on that.
Different offenses, so.
But I won't die because
Marcus said it. Houston invested in the offensive line, unlike Washington. That's true.
We've invested the least in the league in offensive line.
Yeah, because this is Ron's mentality and the Martys. They don't. This is what pisses me off. They don't know how to evaluate talent. They don't know the right decisions to make. It's so frustrating.
Years.
So this is Tyreek Hill's second touchdown of the game.
Jacksonville out here roasting.
So they're on the 40. They're 40. Once again, single high safety, man up, one-on-one on Kendall Fuller. Once again, why? Ron Rivera, why are you running a single high safety?
He didn't even read. He just threw that motherfucker up. He didn't. That was like throw it up. That was a Heineke to McLaurin throw. He just threw it up. He was sacked. He just threw it up.
Single high safety. So
he's not open at all.
There's context, Dev. So this route, you'll see it on the next play, was supposed to go to the sideline. It wasn't a seam. And then so Tua knows that. So Tua throws it to the sideline. And if you watch as it rolls, watch Tyreek adjust mid-flight before he even sees the ball. Watch the different angle. It just shows how much skill Tyreek Hill has. Watch from this angle. Look, he's in a squat position down here. It moves out to the right. They put him in motion. Watch him up right there. Boom. Changes direction. Look at that. Look at that way to track the ball. He knows it's going to the other side, blindly turns his head, loses track of the ball, and then picks it up right there. He had that much space in front of him. But Mike McDaniel puts his ass in motion. We don't run motion for some reason.
Yeah, we do.
Not a lot.
That's
not to get these receivers open.
We run a lot of backfield motion, not receivers sliding
correct,
to the
exactly.
motion.
And the problem is, once again, Todd said, why not double Tyreek all game? Take your chances with Jalen Waddle.
He would do the same thing.
Who cares? At least you've minimized your damage at that point.
Okay, Jalen Waddle lives off the 9-yard catch.
Shit,
I would much rather take my chances with him.
He had a touchdown pass he dropped. Waddle did.
Yeah. All right. This is the Sam Howell scramble. It's a good scramble, so just pay attention to it. They are on the hour 32 in the shotgun, of course. He feels the pressure. He spins out to the left.
But you see it, and he got pressure, but they gave him just enough of a pocket.
Dev, this is the type of play where I'm talking about where I have faith in Sam Howell. Like, one, he doesn't spin to the right. He spins to the left. He feels it now. He doesn't do this. He doesn't feel the pressure a lot, but he feels it on this play.
It feels like every play he makes downfield has to be a broken play, though. Like
it's when he's on the move,
right?
When he's mobile.
Well,
because that's when he's at his best.
The play is broke. Now it's broke. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Comment of the night right here.
It's broke. You see what I'm saying?
We run motion. As soon as the ball is snapped, Sam's running in motion for his life.
Yeah. Like that was a broken play. That wasn't where it's supposed to go. Right now, you should have threw it to Samuels. Right now, you should throw it to Samuels, bro. In the middle of the field. And the guy's some yards, but now he has to roll out. And now
what I want you to watch, the next view of this, watch his arm angle, how he can adjust that, because one of his knocks was, he only throws overhand. Watch this play. Watch his arm angle. Watch. Spins out of it. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get to the throw, look at the offensive line. Look how the offensive line is just getting thrown back. Two people on the right, or excuse me, the left, can't handle one person. And look at this. He runs his own lineman. His own lineman.
He might not have had to.
But now watch his arm angle on this one.
He wouldn't even have to run it, but then I'll just stay on the damn right side.
Like, you don't appreciate that play. Look how he puts it right behind number 29. Look at that. Look at that.
It's accuracy, man.
Look at that.
I'd say the majority of your NFL quarterbacks don't make that.
That's what I'm like. These are what a catch by Samuel, fully extended. Like,
I felt like
Paulie's right. Like, he's conditioned to have pressure. It's like if you're like always on the defense when he's not going to know what to do when he has a clean pocket.
He's so used to being able to throw under pressure. You give him time, he's going to pick everybody apart.
Yeah,
and we've shown that when he can give him time, he's picked people apart.
Yep. All right, this next play is a scramble to Antonio Gibson. It was ended pretty good. All right, let's watch this one. We are on the 30-yard line in the shotgun once again, like every other play. And Sam's going to end up scrambling again.
I mean, it's not like the under center bootlegs never work.
Once again, Dev, like you said, off script. A lot of quarterbacks thrive off script. Patrick Mahomes, he's great off script.
Every play he makes upfield is off script, almost. Especially against good teams. We've only played. Let's be real. We've only played two teams in the top half the league in defense, and that's the last two games.
Dallas.
They weren't top 10 when we played them in defense. They were not. The last two teams we played have been.
Okay, this is the play I want to talk about. Look at this stupid play design. Look at the receivers. Only one of these receivers is running a good route, Terry, and he's not even open. Look right here. Hold on.
Running back right there.
Everyone's in the same damn spot.
Well,
these two receivers are in the same spot. These two receivers are in the same spot.
Yeah. And when Gibson comes open right out of this cross, he can't see Gibson because he's got a defender in his face.
Yes. And so he makes the scramble.
Avoids the rush.
Right there, throw it, big dog.
He can't. He's running.
He's got a defender on him. He's got to avoid the tackle first.
But he of course, look, he on the next play you'll see he even points to Gibson. Points to watch the reverse angle, Dev, and you'll see how well he does with this play. And you'll see how he gets out of the pocket.
And he told him, go.
He did tell him,
I'll get it to you. And he did.
He pointed and he said, go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying to you, man.
Like
we play a top 10
defense. By the way,
we can't run plays against them. We can do every shit.
I'm glad to see that we're still getting AG out there in the passing game more.
Yeah.
I'll start next week. So
but I want him running more too.
Right. There goes one of my fantasy teams. A couple of people joined us. Thomas Millen, thank you, Thomas, for tuning in. Said 6 offensive linemen against 4 defense, and the defense insulted us. 5 in a running back. Yeah, there's a couple plays where we're in max protect, and they still find a way to get through pretty quick. Deuce, Red Zone on Lab. Make sure y'all go hit up Red Zone on Lab. Make sure you go subscribe to Deuce and the crew. Says he's shown you he can improvise, but if you give him time. I was typing this when you took my take, Phil. Paulie said he could press charges against the O-line for domestic violence. Yeah, he better not buy them anything at Christmas time if they're still around. He's still around. They get coal in their stockings.
I would just don't even get coal. I would just take a big Taco Bell shit in a stocking and hand it to him.
Yeah. Todd says our defense is soft as Sharman, and Howell is too short. That's why he rolls out of the pocket. Sometimes maybe not.
He stands in the pocket and delivers a lot of throws. I'm telling you, sometimes the only comp I can give is Drew Brees, because Drew Brees was the same height with a similar strong arm. Howell actually have a stronger arm than Drew Brees. Now Brees was
probably more accurate.
And yeah, he's more accurate, but that came with time too. Early in his career in San Diego, he was a lot more like Sam. He got more accurate as time went on. That shows if you just have a little bit of patience.
Yeah,
you can get that. That's why when I see Sam, I see a San Diego Drew Brees. I don't see the New Orleans Drew Brees yet. But then again, when Drew Brees was young, you saw the San Diego Drew Brees.
There you go.
The more you know.
The more you know. That's this one. Nope, that's not that one. Here we go. The more you know. Okay, this is the final piece of film. This is the Sam scramble for touchdown. Watch the toughness on this play. Once again. Look how fast the pocket collapsed. There's nothing he could have done there except for what he did. I don't care what you say, Dev. There's nothing he could have done.
Yeah.
The pocket just
collapses. We need a mobile quarterback. We got one. We need a strong arm quarterback. We got one.
The pocket collapses instantly. He could have got 2 yards to Terry.
And he felt that. He felt that pressure because he felt it.
He felt it. I'd say 3 or 4 weeks ago, he probably wouldn't have felt that.
I think he just missed.
He did just miss. That should have been a sack.
Yeah, he just missed.
Well, no. Al ducked down, let the guy go over him.
Yeah.
And he tucked the ball to make sure that, the run got off.
It's better from this angle. Watch this angle. Watch how fast the left tackle comes in off of Leno. Just eats his lunch, man. His lunch. Look at that. Look at Leno. Just can't keep up. Oh. And Wiley's getting beat on the right side.
Wiley's be there.
Wiley's getting beat. We need tackles. And you know what? I like Leno, but I don't like him as much as I used to.
Look at this. Sam yoked 3 defenders. Look at that. 3 people. 4.
Everybody else, man, it's like
Yeah. All right. So that's the film review. We'll get back.
Wiley's like, if you go into a room full of you got 3 hot chicks in the room,
our man Todd asked a question.
One of them
like to run the ball.
Like Leno's like the chick that's like a 6, and the other girls are with her like 3s, so the 6 looks like a 9.
Yeah. We don't know, Todd. We don't know why Eric Grant is on the ball.
Why does eBay like to run the ball? We asked the same question. He's a former NFL running back.
I think right now he's sitting at 76-24 is the percentage.
I think we had over 100-something yards the last week.
Yeah, but how much? A lot of times, if you subtract Sam's rushing numbers from that, our running totals go down.
A first-year starter should not be leading the NFL in receptions. I don't care who you are. It's never been done before. So why should it be done here? You're putting them through the ultimate test.
Whatever.
A first-year starter should never be leading the NFL in attempts. Ever. All right, let's get through some of these things. We don't have to talk about all the things, but I don't think we need to talk about Overreaction Monday, do we? That's kind of... We're good on that one.
Overreaction Monday is well. Here's an Overreaction Monday for you. How many slices of cheese out of an American singles pack can we get if we trade John Allen right now?
Ooh,
fatality.
Because that's about all we're getting at this point. I'm tired of this. I want to win every week with this shit. And every week, what does he do when he goes out? Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If he was balling out,
I don't know how much. I don't know how much.
Out. If John Allen's out there getting 10 sacks and tackles for losses, and he's tipping passes, and just everything else sucks,
I don't know.
I'm not mad at him.
I don't know if defensive tackles getting 10 sacks is a normal thing anybody should look forward to.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
Ron Payne last year.
Yeah, that's 1 year, bro. I'd be amazed if anybody does that with any kind of regularity at any point in the NFL, man. Like at defensive tackle, like you have your Aaron Donalds, but Aaron Donalds, most of his sacks come at defensive end. By the way, most of them don't come at defensive tackle.
He is. A couple quotes here from the linebackers. David Long says, all you really have to do is defend this team is just be disciplined. They struggle with the routine parts. When we watch them play, their best stuff is when Sam Howell was scrambling or they moved the pocket or just let him try to make plays. Dev, that's what I'm talking. See, even they know when he's moving, he's better.
Have you and I screamed on this podcast? Why aren't we rolling with a moving pocket to give Hal at least a little more time? Moving pockets, roll them out, bootlegs, whatever.
It ain't that hard.
Hell, Gibbs used to move the pocket with Mark Rippon, and Mark Rippon was a statue back there. But they used to slide the pocket and give him a little extra time. And all you have to do is take about 5 steps to the right or 5 steps to the left. That's all you got to do. But it gives the quarterback that extra second to read the defense and make the throw.
And hey, Eric Bieniemy, read this tweet. That David Long goes on to also say, Brian Robinson, AG, and Chris Rodriguez are all good backs. Of course, they have weapons outside. But I think the run game stood out to me the most. Robinson's a powerful runner. He can make people miss and break a lot of tackles. Gibson can do a lot of the same things. Like, they don't really run a lot, but I think that's where they are dangerous. Their backs are like that. They had our respect. Yet we're still going to throw the ball 80% of the time. It doesn't make sense to me. And then a couple of the players have kind of not lost their way, but they're upset. And so Gibson says, honestly, I'd say it sounds like words. We keep saying that, talking about Ron Rivera's growth and development of the team. It's too late for growth right now. I feel like I said, we can finish the season strong and go into next year with growth, but it's too late for that. It's too late for that. And now we're going to listen to Jonathan Allen's comments real quick. First off, let's just talk about the fire alarms going off in the locker room. This team can't get anything right, apparently, but John Allison tired. I mean, we have our own flaws with John, but
you're a team leader. What kind of message do you say to the guys as they go in the bye week?
What are we playing for? What are we playing for? Your captain just said, what are we playing for? Embarrassing.
What is he playing for? He got the bag.
I'm with you. John Allen is guilty as charged.
He is the worst offender of what he's pitching about.
Do you think this adversity right now is kind of a good gauge of the character of this?
And he goes on to say, I don't need my character built even more. I've had my character built for the last 4 years. So
he's showing his real character right now, and it ain't captain material. I would strip that C from him.
Yeah. Thomas Millen says, do we win a game the rest of the season? Maybe one.
Hope not.
Maybe the Jets if Zach Wilson starts. Or no, Joe Flacco is going to.
I hope we just look good. I hope we just look good and lose. I hope Hal just has good games and we lose.
That's the best case scenario.
I mean, honestly,
get you at this
I'm
point.
only here to see Hal the rest of the year, bro. I'm here just to see Hal, maybe some Robinson. You know what I'm saying? I might just want to see that. That's all I want to see. Hal and Robinson and maybe a couple of bombs, man. That's all I want to see. I don't care about winning and losing no more, man. Just lose. Don't win enough to where we go to 9 at draft. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Like, just lose. Just play hard, man.
You can just hear Allen's voice on the Junkies that he wishes they would have traded him instead of Sweat. He said he's open to a trade.
I wish they would have traded you instead of Sweat.
Yeah.
The way he's playing, yes.
Deuce says David Long's a local guy. I didn't know that, by the way. See?
I showed this quote a while ago. Nobody.
I didn't know that David Long was a local guy. So I got to give Deuce the where is it? You learn. Said that quote was cap. He didn't off the whole quote or some of it. He quote tweeted Nikki. So who is this from Facebook? I'm not sure.
This is Chris Reed.
Chris Reed. Okay, Chris, thank you for tuning in. It says, I'm 54 years old. I've lived Redskins from the 70s to now. The Allen years were fun with Kilmer and the Duck Pass. Jack Pardee.
Pardee,
Jesus, you just now because Ronnie was worse. Gibbs first season 8-8. Cook was getting ready to run him out of town. Got the man with the plan, Riggins. We took off, but then Dan Snyder hit. Josh's new owner is going to take time to change the team back to winning. And yes, for the love, I would love for Belichick to be the coach. I think these coaches are hard asses. They don't know nothing. I pass on Belichick.
Belichick's too old, man. But I'll take him.
Let's go back on that. Go back on that. All right. So I can actually address a lot of this because team historian over here. All right. Gibbs, they were ready to run him out of town after he started 0-5. But when he finished the season 8-8, they won 8 of their last 11 games. He had won back a lot of favor because he had changed. That's when he had gone to Riggins.
Kind of like Marty.
They went to a power running game. And then they tried to kind of do that in the 82 season, and they went to exclusively to Riggins. They were trying to do it with Riggins and Joe Washington, but then Joe Washington became the speed back to spell Riggins after that. But that's how they did that in 82.
Crack or something like that?
No, Joe Washington was
Which one missed the game because he was doing crack?
You got any crack? Joe Namath?
That sounds like Timmy Smith. But anyway,
Timmy Smith, yeah.
Timmy Smith did that. But nonetheless, I don't want Belichick. I'm not someone who necessarily believes that we have to go get some 29-year-old head coach because everybody says you gotta go young, you gotta go younger. I don't necessarily believe that, but I don't believe that Belichick is the answer either.
We need a modern coach. I do like
offensive minded, dude. Give me an offensive minded
coach. I will go after. I would take the Quinn from Dallas. You tripping?
Paulie said I'd make John Allen active for the rest of the year. Fake leader. That's my thing, Paulie. We have 0 real captains, 0 real leaders on this team. Yeah, you can be emotional, but a captain would step in the locker room and be like, "You suck, you suck, you suck. I suck. Let's be better." All they do is just somehow find a way to.
Do you know the only guy who exhibits that?
Sam. Yeah.
Sam will be the first one to tell you that he'll tell you he screwed up on things. So you go back and film, and it's like, no.
Well, he's a quarterback. That's what they do.
It was Ron Washington, that's from the Texas Rangers, that was smoking crack there, not Joe Washington of the Redskins.
No, there was a running back that did it.
That was Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith. Yeah.
All right, let's
crack possession.
Do you guys want to give away any game balls? Any balls? Or we just go straight to the Glock, dude?
I'll give a ground ball for me. I'm to watch that shit.
For who?
Game ball to Terry McLaurin for basically being the worst $23 million receiver in the history of the league.
Balls.
You're gonna piss some people off, then. Yeah, he's the 8th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
By the way, I think Curtis Samuels is probably a top 10 paid wide receiver this year, isn't he?
Curtis is like 15 or so. If I was last time I was looking at it.
Jesus Christ, man.
But Terry's sitting at 600, under 700 yards.
Receivers in the league, man.
Curtis is sitting at 400. The problem is Terry has almost 700, so 690 something, and you have 3 dudes with 400. You have Jahan, Curtis, and Logan Thomas, all in the 400s. If Eric Bieniemy is going to be here, and his philosophy is to spread that ball around, do you need to pay someone top 8 money? You don't. You can get that with rookies or middle of the pack money. I love Terry, but if you're getting paid out of wide receiver 1, feature his ass. Find a way to get him the ball. But you ain't going to pay a dude $23 million, 8th highest receiver in the NFL getting paid.
No targets in the second half.
Granted, he has 69 targets, if I'm not mistaken. 69? No, 97. 97 targets. And A.J. Brown has 105. But A.J. Brown has almost 350 more yards than Terry McLaurin.
How many catches? More catches? Yeah.
15. It's not a lot. It's similar close. AJ just has way more yardage. So
way more.
I don't know.
They throw it deep to him a little more.
Yeah. Paulie would give a game ball to Jamin Davis. He had a pretty decent one. I don't know if I want to give any game balls to anybody. I mean, Curtis.
I'm going to give one to Curtis Samuel.
There you go.
I would give one to Hal.
He had 2 touchdowns.
Hal did.
He had 2 touchdowns.
You know what? No, I'll give one to see if you want to give one to Samuel. I'll give one to Gibson. He did have a fumble, but he didn't lose it. But he did have 10 carries for 35 yards, and he had 4 catches for 37 yards. He had a fumble, but he lost. He recovered his own fumble.
I don't even remember that, man. I would have been.
It wasn't. It was one of those. Right as he was going down, and he fell on top of the kind.
By the way, Robinson fumbled more than
Gibson.
Gibson has rookie years, so nobody's calling Robinson a fucking fumbler. I mean, you know.
Dude said, "What offense works without a featured player?" You're right. Can you name a high performing offense without a featured player? Think about it. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
The thing is, they don't pick a player, and I brought this up. I said this in a comment. Bieniemy's offense is play schemed, not player schemed.
Which makes the argument you don't need a top 10 paid wide receiver. You don't. You can get that with cheaper.
I don't want to hear y'all. I don't want to hear that.
I don't think he has. I don't think his playbook is like, okay, here's 5 pages of plays for Terry. Here's 3 pages of plays for Curtis. Where it's like I really think that whoever the number 1 read is just whatever the play calls.
Oh, shit. Y'all. I remember when y'all go back and look at the pod. I'm sure one of y'all remember.
But Dev, no one knew Eric Bieniemy would do this. No, you just said it arbitrarily.
We are going to pay $23 million for a receiver that's going to be like a number 2 on a good team.
But you had no substance to back that up. You just said it.
This year is the first year you're right on that.
The reason I said that is because no matter how, like, it didn't make sense. He hadn't done anything these other guys making $20 million are doing. I said it at the time. He's not doing that shit, bro. He's not doing that shit. You can count
AJ Brown is featured. Amon-Ra St. Brown is featured. All the dudes who are getting paid.
All of them they have
better than him. Section of the playbook for just them.
They're all featured, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they were all better than McLaurin before they got the money, though.
I can't argue with that either. If
you look at up to this year, he was in that class with them.
Dude, you should have gave him $17 million. You should have offered him $17 million. If you said no, kick rocks. What you should have did? You drafted him one in the first round the next year, the same fucking year. Stupid.
I think at that point they had to get the fan favorite.
Stupid as fuck. Then drafted another receiver the same year. Stupid as fuck, bro. Ron's a dumbass, bro. Yeah. Like his ability to get talent together and to pick talent is dumb. Because Dotson, I ain't saying he's not good talent, but you didn't need that shit. Dog. That wasn't even like that was not a Marvin Harrison. We don't need a receiver, but this guy's available. Take him kind of pick, dog. That was like
they wanted another receiver.
Yeah, you wanted another receiver. That's stupid.
We all wanted another receiver because we thought they were going to get Drake London.
Yeah, we did, or Chris Olave.
I don't even know who the players that were behind.
After the first year, we looked smart for not taking Olave.
Yeah, we
thought because Jahan looked better.
Olave's going to be okay though. Like they throw the ball to him, man. You think he come down with it every time? He's like Matt. He's like Evans. You think he's gonna come down with it every time because it's so tall?
Garrett Wilson is nice though, even with Zach Wilson throwing the ball. Paulie says you can't feature no wide receiver on the quarterback for his life every play.
Basically, every positive play you make down the field is a broken play.
Yeah, Marcus said,
or you're in awe because you got to clean one off. You're like, oh my god, you see that throw?
Yeah,
you got to clean one off. You're like so amazed.
Dude says
line is a real problem.
Dude says Teddy gets a game ball. Teddy changed his outfits 3 times yesterday. What? I gotta go find pictures of this.
We know what it was.
Shout out to Teddy.
Weak ass shirt.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say this, but that was a fumble because I just looked at the stat sheet. They credited him with a fumble.
They did. Okay. Dude says, how about the target share of the last 3 years between him and the top receivers? That matters too. I have to go back and look at the last.
Yeah, that target share has changed a lot this year.
Yeah. Hey man, look, I think Terry's a number 1 on an average team. He's a number 2 on a really good contender.
It says a number 1 on an average team gets $23 million a year.
That's stupid though. No, they don't. Just him.
Yes, they do.
He's the only one on the average team that got that.
I mean, well, he didn't have to. Christian Kirk got 17 or 18.
Yeah,
he's number 1. He's number 1 on the Jaguars.
He's been on the playoffs 2 years.
But remember,
they weren't a playoff team when they got him.
Remember,
they turned the playoff team the year they got him.
Guys,
they went to the playoffs the year after they signed him.
Last year is when they signed Kirk, bro.
You don't have to be
last season. They didn't go to the playoffs.
He was on the Cardinals last season. He was on the Cardinals before last season.
Christian Kirk reset the market, jumping from Arizona to Jacksonville. But listen, Christian Kirk reset the market. He was the first one signed. After that, remember, you don't have to be the best of your position. It just has to be your turn. So AJ Brown went first, right? Or did Terry go first?
Terry went right before.
Remember, the dominoes fell. So Terry had to get paid more than you. Don't get paid less than the dude in front of you. It doesn't matter. That's not how it works.
Kirkbrand had a better year than Terry when he got paid.
No, he
The
didn't.
Cardinals.
Not last year.
No, I think
No,
Kirk only had like 700 yards that year. Because remember, he was stuck behind DeAndre Hopkins as a number two.
Dev.
DeAndre was hurt, wasn't he?
Stop capping. You're capping hard right now.
I'm telling you right now.
Don't.
Now,
Go back and look.
McLaurin's better than Kirk, but I'm just saying to you, bro, that McLaurin's the worst $23 million receiver in the league, bro.
This year, yeah. Not last year.
He was worse. I don't think Kirk got 23
Well,
last year.
Terry's going to be 29 next year. Remember, he's older. He's older than all of his peers. He came out of the league. He was 26, right? No, 25, excuse me. So he's older than all of his peers. They compare him to AJ Brown. AJ Brown's younger.
And we get to watch it on Hard Knocks and them clowning us this week too.
Yeah, remember that they planned that stupid canoe rehearsal they did.
No, it was a roller coaster.
Roller coaster. There you go. Oh yeah, because they went. I thought it was Jamaican bobsled at first. They were doing
because that's what they did the whole
putting the hands up,
putting the gates down. He came over. He's like he's putting the gates down, the bar down in front of everybody. Their hand up was like the bar in the roller coaster that goes across your lap. It was clever. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I mean, there's talk about, you trade Terry in the offseason. Terry was a third round pick, right?
I wouldn't want to trade Terry, but you don't have to. But if somebody offered me anything over a 2 for Terry,
but listen, he's going to be 29 next year. If he can give you a second rounder, do you take it? Do you move him?
I wouldn't trade Terry.
What if you move him and
the cap hits
Curtis?
Too much?
I wouldn't trade
for
Terry.
Trading though.
I wouldn't trade Terry, but if you offer me anything over a 2,
you said, sorry. Go ahead. 20. Okay, so the way they structured his contract, we would take it. So you got to keep him.
No, you trade him. Yeah,
$22 million cap hit if we trade him.
Yeah.
No, right, keep him and you find an offensive coordinator who does. Hell, Scott Turner was dumpster juice, but he had a section of his playbook that was all plays designed for Terry. It was like you only go someone other than Terry if just everything goes wrong with him. But if he's got 1 man or 2 man on him, you get him the ball.
I'm not concerned with Terry. I don't think Terry's a bad receiver. I think he is a number one. I don't think he's number one. I don't think he's number one. I just think that
this offense does not take advantage of Terry's skills.
I don't think he's a number one on a contender. I think he's number one on a good team.
Terry runs slant routes better than most receivers in the league, and we never run them on slants.
Yeah, unless it's third down, then they know it's slant.
Yeah, but they still complete it.
Racking him on third
because Sam can hit those slants. They just never call them.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. I think that there's a lot of bad circumstances that make a lot of players.
Fred Brown knows he's not in here tonight, but Fred Brown knows I'm the biggest fan of when all else fails, go to the quick slant.
I like Terry, man.
He never do.
Never.
I wonder if he's actually hurt though. Did he get hurt before the season started? Terry,
that was last year.
Well, there's rumor that he has a lingering injury, but
I thought he had an injury like in preseason. Then they didn't think he was going to play. Then he played anyways. Is that last year?
That was last year. I remember because I remember it was like a toe injury or something.
Yeah. All right, Dev, are you ready for the next segment? All right. Without any further ado, let's go to the Glock Dookie. All right, Dev. For those of you who don't know, first time tuning in, Dev gives out his weekly "You Play Like Shit" award. We call it the Glock Dookie. If you don't know what Glock Dookie is, you can Google it because we won't.
I got some Glock Dookie shirts coming out. By the way,
so
I have made some Glock Dookie shirts. They are coming out.
Without any further ado, the Glock Dookie award
goes to Ronaldo Rivera, man, for taking over the defense and then getting approximately 40-something points put on your ass, bro.
45.
How many points did Dallas? That's the last
45 points 2 weeks
right,
in a row.
You did the exact same thing.
At least you know you're not worse.
And on top of this, and because you spent all your time focused on the defense and left the offense to Eric Bieniemy, they scored more points. So you get a double whammy. We scored more points. We had nothing to do with the offense. Now, you didn't even coach that side of the ball, bro.
He didn't coach that side of the ball when he wasn't coaching the defense.
Basically.
This week's Glock Bugle was brought to you.
Yeah. Different verse.
Ronald Eugene
Somebody show me a picture of
Rivera.
This week, tell me this sounds.
Ron Rivera before he became coach and see how young he looked compared to now.
Tell me if this doesn't sound a little familiar. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a throwback. This falls in line with the joke that a couple of friends of mine and I have. This week's Glock Dookie Award brought to you by Crop Metcalf.
That's someone on the Junkies.
No, brought to you by Granger, the ones who get it done.
The old voice of the Redskins.
Larry Michael.
Larry Michael.
We always do Larry Michael impressions.
Yes.
Namely, the one where he's like, somebody. It was funny because I can't remember what game it was. Now, this is my white whale of audio, by the way, because I heard it. Somebody had a copy of it and they lost it, and I can't find it on YouTube. But they used to play it on CD VTW all the time too, where it's somebody looks like somebody made a play downfield, and Larry Michael goes, "Oh my God, he made the catch! Oh no, he didn't make the catch!" And then the guy's injured. He goes, "He's injured. Oh no, oh no." He goes from to oh no in like 3 seconds flat. I want this audio. If anyone knows what the hell I'm talking about, this is like from like 2004. But if anyone can find that for me, I will pay money. Because that is our white whale, because we cannot find a copy of that audio. We had a copy of it. And but it was just the funniest thing where he's like, "Oh my God, he makes the catch. Oh, he didn't." And he's injured.
Eugene.
Oh no.
Eugene.
Oh no.
Marcus says, "I hate Dallas, but Washington should do what Dallas did with CeeDee Lamb and move Terry to the slot. Move him around everywhere. He's your wide receiver one, man.
You got Sammy in the slot. He does a decent job. I don't think
Han's good out of the slot.
Receiver is the problem. I think it's the play art.
Yeah, design.
And a lot of it is the line. It's terrible. Like, you can't have both problems. I think
David Razor.
Our boy Dave tuning in said at least it wasn't 46.
Uncle Razor.
Haha. What are you talking about? 46. I missed that one.
Yeah, 45 points, 2 games in a row.
Oh yeah.
46. He's right.
Hey, we are inconsistently consistent. If that makes any sense. What's up?
Didn't I say that? I used those exact words last week.
Yeah,
consistently inconsistent is what I said.
Who do we play Carson? We're on a bye week, right?
We are on a bye week.
So who do we play after that? San Fran?
Yep.
46. 46 could happen, bro. 46 could happen, bro.
Calling 49 for the 49ers.
Get your tickets now. No.
It's in San Fran.
46 points. You put that,
no. The next week, it's the Rams. It's the Rams.
Oh man, 48
in LA. The Jets at New York.
Then
San Francisco on New Year's Eve. So we have the Rams.
We're going to tear us up,
at LA, at New York, home at San Francisco.
Home from Louisville, we're going to tear us up, boy.
So, yeah, that's our. That's it.
The worst. We drafted the defensive back in the first 2 rounds, and we have the worst defensive backfield in the league. You can't make this shit up.
No,
after being a top 5 defense last year, you can't make this up.
He didn't. He didn't focus on the line. He didn't focus on a quarterback in his earlier days. Like it doesn't take 4 years to build a team these days. It doesn't. There's proof of that.
Ron must be using his glass eye to.
He keeps referring to
players.
Character. I don't. Give me the bad boys of the U. Give me the Detroit bad boy Pistons. Just win. I don't care. You're not. This isn't church. You're not building moral people who are going to do good for society. You're building a football team.
We kind of need
Go get Ray Rice for somebody out there. But give me Ray Rice, OJ. Bring all those guys back, man. We got some bad boys out there, bro.
Oh man. On a different note, how do y'all feel about? Real quick, and then we'll get to Phil here. College football, man. So Georgia lost to Alabama. Georgia was number 1. Alabama was number 8. The selection committee ended up picking these teams for the college football playoff. How did the 8th ranked team get in at 4? when you had Florida
Because
State
they
was
won
undefeated.
the SEC.
I get
It
the
doesn't,
reason,
and you
it's
have to
stupid.
have an SEC team in the final. No,
It definitely means that whenever they pay all the bills for college
SEC
football,
has
for
a much
money
stronger-
and TV revenue only.
You don't think that the SEC is a head and shoulders better conference?
It's a fallacy,
100%
Phil. Do you know why?
yeah.
Because it goes back to when there was corruption in the preseason polls, and it's never changed. SEC teams are always ranked higher in the preseason, so when they lose to each other, they never fall down. Once you start that and never fix it, it's never going to change. Every preseason rankings, their rankings are inflated.
Texas beat Alabama. Texas beat Alabama in Alabama.
And Alabama barely beat Auburn. They lost to Mississippi. Like their victories, they eked by so many teams. It should be Florida State.
I don't know. Florida State were undefeated.
Florida State
quarterbacks.
Look, to have Florida State and Michigan in the college football playoffs,
you're looking at TCU all over again from last year. I get it.
No, I'd want to put my I'd want to put my 45 in my mouth.
They would get blown out versus
Michigan,
teams,
and
by the way.
I hate Florida State.
Florida State would have got blown out by any of these.
So I don't care. And I'm not even an SEC guy. I hate Michigan.
But at least if you're going to do this, why do you put Michigan versus Alabama? That's what everyone wants to see. Why not mix these two up?
Because Texas already beat Alabama by double digits, bro. Texas already beat Alabama by double digits in Alabama. So you couldn't have done that.
You're proving my point why they shouldn't even be in this final.
They shouldn't be in it. But you knew that was going to happen. I didn't. I felt like it would happen, right? But I was like, there's no way it should, dog.
I knew an SEC team would find a way to be in
Kool-Aid
this.
was telling me all day it was going to happen, and I was like, no way that they let that happen. I thought they would leave the SEC out to despite them, because next year they're going to 12-team playoff.
It's a moot point. Yeah, but is it every conference winner gets in, or the top 12?
Just top 12
rankings.
Yeah.
So once again, you're still going to find that. Yeah, you're going to be in the same boat. You're just going to have teams that lose to each other and they barely drop. That's what
JMU for top 12 next year.
I knew they were setting it up like that when Louisville lost to Kentucky, they moved him out of the top 10. I was like, they're setting it up to where even if Florida State beats Louisville, it won't be a strong enough win. They lowered Louisville so low after they lost to Kentucky that win didn't even count for Florida State.
I mean, you want to make it even, you just put the 12-team playoff is the conference champions. That's what you should. That's what it should be.
Oh man, because somebody gets lucky in the conference championship every year.
Someone gets lucky in the NFL playoffs every year. Someone gets lucky in the NBA playoffs every year. A wild card team can win the Super Bowl.
In the NBA, the only way you can get lucky is people get hurt, because you're playing best out of 7. The best team usually wins unless the other team's hurt.
Yeah.
As long as someone beats Michigan, that's all I care about.
I don't want to see Alabama win it.
I don't want to see Alabama win it. I'm
not here. I like all the players from Alabama, man. I like what they do there. I don't care who wins, honestly. Chaos. But I always go for the underdog anyways, bro. So whoever's the underdog, I want them to win every game. That's not my team. To be honest. I couldn't tell you the starting quarterback for any of them 4 teams besides Alabama's.
I mean,
McCarthy.
No, Quinn Ewers.
Michael Penix. Manning going to play for Texas?
Is who? Archman? He's the backup.
I know. He played last game.
Yeah, because they were crushing. Yes, wait till Arch Manning gets the starting position. Everyone's going to be like, yeah,
Texas
it's going to be crazy.
It's technically an SEC team now.
Yeah.
All right. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Anyone watch college football in the 90s?
Yeah, that was the best time.
A little bit.
Texas.
Vince Young
had 2 quarterbacks.
Vince Young was in 2000.
Texas had 2 quarterbacks, and because of name, they went with one over the better one, because they went 90s. With Chris Sims. Oh. Yet they won more games, including a Big 12 title over Nebraska, with the other quarterback, which was Major Applewhite.
Yeah.
And they kept going back to Sims because of the name.
Chris Sims, Louisville.
But no, Phil Sims was Moorhead. Chris Sims was no, he's not Louisville.
He went to Louisville too, man. He came here too and transferred out.
But he didn't play for Louisville.
He did.
He didn't play long enough for me to remember. Anyway, I always hated that. It's like you can't go to the quarterback just because of their name. And I'm glad they didn't do it this year with Arch Manning. Instead, they stuck with a plan. Texas probably would have won 1 or 2 national championships had they just stuck with Major Applewhite the whole time instead of, oh no, we gotta play Chris Sims. It's Phil Sims' kid.
Yeah, but apparently Arch is he was really raw coming in. He had like physical stature and talents, but he's clearly not ready. And Quinn Ewers he's pretty damn good. Remember they were mocking him to us 2 years ago for some reason when they thought Sam wasn't going to pan out. Pre-drafts last year thinking he was going to come to this team, and there's Drake May. They're talking about Caleb Williams, the number 1, Drake May, number 2. And then after that, it's a toss up between, Michael Penix, Braden Daniels. Who knows? Aaron Sherrod, thanks for tuning in on Facebook. Facebook user, our boy Aaron Sherrod says Michigan and Washington going to get beat. Texas, Bama rematch. And Arch Manning, Marcus is right. He's making $12 million from NIL and endorsements sitting on the bench. I love it. Fuck the NCAA, man. Who cares? They making so much money. These are not educational institutions. These are for-profit businesses.
That's fine.
To use student
can they realign the conferences to be regional again? Then
I wish it would be. I wish it would happen.
I think
they should do it in football too, right?
Honestly, I think that if you're going to let the players make this kind of money, then realign the conferences.
Yeah, and that's why if you realign the conferences, then you can do every conference champion plays.
You can't realign the conferences because they're independently contracted.
They are, and then they all have different TV deals.
Not in charge of
in the conferences, it's going to be the haves and have-not soons. Eventually, I think the ACC is probably just going to disappear.
I'm sorry, Phil. You were right. It was his brother Matt Sims went to Louisville.
Yeah, it's Chris Sims went to Texas.
Yeah. Caleb Williams, some shit. People don't like Caleb. Man. I like Caleb.
Honestly, I'm starting to become on that train. That's why when everybody's like, oh, we need to get another quarterback. We need to get Caleb Williams. I'm just like, oh, I don't think this is the guy, guys. Just don't think he's the guy. And what are you gonna do? He's gonna get if you put Caleb Williams behind this line, he's no better than Sam Howell. Not with that protection.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
no
tough,
quarterback in the league that would lead us to a winning record with that offensive line.
It'd have to be someone like Lamar or fucking
someone who's elite
Jesus
mobile.
Christ himself and he wouldn't. Jesus Christ himself could come down and take snaps and use his powers of walking on turf instead of water. He might get.
Aaron says he isn't good. Caleb Williams. He won the Heisman. He won the Heisman 2 years ago, dude. He's good. You can't say he's not good. His team is not that good. He himself is.
How many
amazing.
Heisman winners have turned out to be busts?
I'm just telling you the facts.
A lot.
That's all I'm saying. A lot. But how many Heisman winners have turned out to be really good?
Hey, Caleb isn't even playing against my Louisville Cardinals in the bowl. Caleb Williams, he's not going to play against Louisville.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't.
If I'm a college player, we might win a bowl. Hedge all my bets, and I don't play. I'm not okay. You're going to be mad if I'm playing? Well, fuck you. I'm going to go make $1 million NFL.
Think it is how bad Louisville choked away their shot, though. Louisville lost to two teams that clearly way better than in Kentucky and Pittsburgh. They lost to Florida State when they lost their fourth or third string quarterback. They lost that game. Those are the 3 games they lost. Basically, all 3 games because their quarterback plumber sucks. Any decent quarterback, they'd have went undefeated in the SEC, and they would play 4 ranked teams in the top 10.
Well, they would have had a real
checkbook. They would have had a real
argument. They can open a checkbook and win 4 games like Colorado.
NIL has no cap space. It's basically the NFL with no cap space. The colleges. I hope everybody understands that. The NIL has no cap space anymore. Also, this is the first year Braun was coach. He won 10 games and got the ACC championship. I want to see what he does next year, bro. If they there's a lot of quarterbacks transferring, dog. Louisville's a prime place to go.
Teams now have NIL managers. They have NIL general managers now to manage all this NIL.
Louisville had one of the best offenses in college football, and they had a bum at quarterback, bro, who lost every game they lost was because of him.
Yeah.
So
Marcus said Deion Sanders was doing interviews today saying Colorado's opened the checkbook and the transfer portal is like free agency and recruiting is the draft. I'm telling you, College is for profit now, man. It always has been. That was just open.
They lost a lot of guys that came.
Now the boosters can legally pay their people instead of paying them under the table.
Over under Colorado wins 5 games next season.
They win 5. It's still a win for them, bro.
They won 4 this year. I mean, they won last year.
Yeah, I said they won like 7.
You know what? Over under. They win more games than us this.
Yeah, over under they win more games than us this year. Yeah.
My point is that if they go out and they don't win 9+ next season, you then have to look at it because Deion's supposedly getting all this talent. If that talent doesn't translate to wins on the field, you then have to relook at Deion as, are you just a great recruiter because of your name and hype, or are you a good coach?
That's what I say about Ron Rivera.
I don't think so.
I'd take the same approach with Ron Rivera.
I actually take the opposite approach with Ron Rivera. I think Ron's a good coach. I think Ron's a good coach, but I think Ron is horrible at managing talent.
And he's horrible at winning.
That's horrible at selecting talent, bro. He's tripping.
He's a great leader of men.
That's the same. I'm saying he's the opposite of Deion.
Yeah.
Like
Deion.
I would take either one
with the
as
talent,
long as you're
and
winning.
he's good at getting talent and not getting the best out of them.
Ron is peon.
But that's if we don't win next year. Now, Ron's different. Ron doesn't take the talent that he has and do anything with it. But that's because he doesn't get the right talent. Yeah. We question a lot of his stuff.
And I guess the question is, why are we so hard on Deion? This is only his third year coaching.
Because he demands it.
But this is how you bring attention to a team.
You can't talk that much shit and get this much hype. He got Sportsman of the Year for being a 4-win coach.
He doesn't talk. He doesn't say we're gonna
Sportsman of the Year doesn't have anything to do with wins and losses, bro.
This year was always about bringing attention to the program. And bringing to a loser 1 in 11 program that had shit for talent, right? His son is a good quarterback.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that dude Travis Martin was pretty damn good till he got hurt. Hunter, sorry.
Hey, he's in the draft this year. Hey, like I said, second round, big dog.
You have to wait till next year. How do you go from 1-15 and expect to win the world, regardless of what you say? People are just hung up on what he says.
It takes about 3 years for these college classes to get through, dog. Like that, it's not going to be next year either, dog. They're going to
the NIL and the transfer portal is making everything.
I don't think that's gonna. But the transfer portal is only like most people only get the big recruits and transfer portals are skill position players. They don't have a problem. Colorado can match up with anyone in skill position players, man. It's just that they don't have any big size. They don't have any big guys, man. They don't have any
they don't have depth either. But remember, that's a 95% roster turnover. What do you expect? It's not all going to hit. Like you got to start. It's a foundation.
Y'all told me after 2 games that Colorado is the best team in college football.
Who?
Well, I think y'all want fans.
I don't even know who said. I don't even know who said that. I mean,
God, do you not get for someone who's on Twitter more than me? You should see this.
People like. I mean, people were fans. It's good for college. It's, you know what I mean.
I'm sorry, but when you step up and everybody says, Deion's going to change the game, and then you go out here and win 4 games, you didn't change nothing.
He did change the game, bro. He changed everything. He changed everything of how people are going to go about recruiting and showing TV. And
he took recruits from an undermanned HBCU and brought them to the mainstream NCAA and competed in many of these games. No one else is doing that. No one else is taking a chance on these kids. If you're not a 4 or 5-star recruit, we're not taking you. He's giving these kids a chance who don't normally have chances. What other coach is going to do that? So people hound Deion for all his arrogance. Look what he's doing, though. He's doing like a
so he thinks he's smarter than the game.
I am just saying that it's not. People are just focused on his comments, but
Deion's a plus
because he brings it. You just said they focus on his comments. Well, those are his words, and you told me just a second ago. Oh, he doesn't say anything.
No, he never said we're gonna win 12 games. We're like it's all swag. It's all, you know what I mean?
You can't. Okay.
It's bringing attention to the program. That's the number one objective.
The greatest MC of all time, and come with bars weaker than Jaquan. Okay,
but they never said they were the greatest ever. Show me a quote. They never said we're going to win.
Never said other teams. Don't ever say that about the other team. Don't say shit. He even tells you I would never like talk crazy about my opponents because I want to build them up and then let my play take them down. I don't want to. What would it look like calling this dude a bum and then
all I'm saying is we are falling.
Before I give him all this respect that everyone's already giving him and give him all this clout. It's got to translate on the field first.
Yeah, eventually it will, man. It ain't gonna do it in 1 or 2 years, bro.
Yeah, he's not even done with the first year. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think they do it in 1 or 2 years. I think it takes about 3 or 4.
From a roster
this year.
From a roster constructed from scratch. By the way, I'm telling you, it's all about the future years. This year was already a wash.
I think
they never had a chance.
Then it's when he does it. I think
Florida State's
going to be.
They weren't saying that. They weren't saying that after week 2.
I mean, people were buying into the hype
after week 1.
That's just
it was. Oh my God, Colorado! I had people telling me that Colorado could contend for a national championship this year after beating TCU.
I don't know about those people. Then
those people probably
were misguided.
And then I got called a racist because I didn't call him Prime. I called him Dion. I said, when he wins something, I'll call him Prime.
Dang, at least you didn't call him Toby or some crazy shit. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, God, I call him by his birth name.
Man,
I'm sorry. Is that dead naming him?
I always thought that he was going to end up at Florida State. I'm with you, Dad, but Florida State had a great year. I don't know if their coach is going anywhere either. I mean, he's a Florida State alumni.
Well, I think if Dion went somewhere like Colorado ain't going to win with nobody, coach, dog. I don't give a shit who goes there, bro. Keep it real. Let's just be real honest. They're not going to win shit. Dion's probably the only coach that could win in Colorado. Let's be real honest about this, man. Let's just be honest. Like if Dion went to Texas,
Colorado
ain't been good since Cordell Stewart, man.
What do you mean no one's ever won?
In the 90s with Cordell Stewart now, man. They haven't been good since then, bro. They haven't been good. They've been 5-6 wins every year since the 90s, bro. They haven't been good, man.
Well, then nothing's changed.
There's not one coach alive that can go there and make them a winner unless it's like Alabama's coach or one.
It's like Washington.
Like Washington. Basically. You know what? No one.
Washington's in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about our Commanders.
The Commanders.
I thought we were playing college football.
Yeah, it ain't gonna matter who goes there. No one can go to Colorado and do better than Dion has done at Colorado, bro.
Oh no, they have a great recruiting setup there. Have you ever been to University of Colorado?
It's been so great that they won 1 game last year before he got there. That's how great it's been. That's what I'm saying. No, it doesn't matter. It's
just a reminder. Aaron
Shares built the mall,
dropping dimes right now.
They built the greatest sports complex.
Colorado's good.
If they built the greatest
Eric Bieniemy was their star running back. Yeah, by the way, Eric Bieniemy was a running back, people. The guy who won't run the ball was a running back.
If let's say what's a horrible team in basketball? Like the Pelicans, right? Not even the Pelicans, they are all right. Like who's the team nobody wants to go to? The Wizards, right? Let's say the Wizards build the greatest basketball stadium in the world. No one still wants to play there, bro. It's
different in college.
Like people would rather play at broken down ass old Madison Square Garden.
Atmosphere sells in college. Why do you think people go to Tech?
Yeah, but no one.
Who the hell wants to go to Blacksburg, Virginia? But they do.
No one gives a fuck about Colorado though, unless you're going there to get high. But you can go everywhere in Colorado to get high.
In 20 years, the last 20 years, Colorado has had 3 winning seasons.
Right. No one that goes there is good, dog. Like we got to grade him on a curve.
USC extended all their recruiting into Colorado.
If Dion took that Texas Tech job, people will say something else later.
USC and UCLA, they both went west, they both went east with their recruiting. Because you can only take so much talent, right? And Oregon too. They all went into Colorado to grab the local guys there at University of Colorado.
Why is that? No one wants to go to Colorado.
2016, 10-4. Before that, 2005,
right,
7-6, and then 2004 they were 8-5. Other than that, I'm gonna read you these records: 6-7, 3-9, 5-7, 3-10, 1-11, 2-10, 4-9, 5-7.
They get prime, 4-8, they get prime, and they get more of the same.
No, you get problem. You get more the same, and you got a packed house, and you won 4 games in his first year.
Yeah, but also Colorado was as high as 18th in the polls this year. So in the beginning of the season,
a lot of you get with them
fraudulently. But
So
anyway,
college football.
that was hype. That was, oh my God, Deion Sanders. Oh my God, he's so great.
College football can't be judged on if you win championships, bro. That's not how it works.
Now shut up.
Unless you Alabama.
Win games and I'll shut up. That's how I treat it. But
no one wins games in Colorado though. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. Just enjoy the entertainment.
If we get rid of Sam Howell, when next quarterback comes in, he wins games, I'll shut up. But if we don't, I'm gonna be like,
will you, Phil? Will you find a way to somehow link it to being right?
This guy was clowning Alex Smith.
It depends if I am or not.
Alex Smith was 10-5, bro, and he was clowning him.
Alex Smith, we won in spite of Alex
Smith.
And you
Everyone.
But when did you just say, I'll shut up if he wins? You ain't shut up when Alex Smith was.
I said if he wins, not if he has a winning record. There's a difference.
I'm
Taylor Heineke technically won games, but did he really?
He was had a losing season. Alex Smith was a winner here.
Yeah, but he never won any games for us. I'll put it.
Yes,
he was a.
He won games. He won games.
I'll say this: he didn't turn the ball over. That's as much credit as I'll give.
I'm just saying.
No.
Phil would be mad no matter if he won 12 games.
That's even incorrect. That's even incorrect, Steve, because I watched him have that. I watched him blow 2 comebacks because of turnovers.
Yeah. Except the one game he should have beat the Chiefs when Josh Johnson got the ball in the zone. That was in his hands. He should have won that game. But regardless.
So let me tell you all a little something here. I took a little trip this weekend. I went to Jacksonville, Florida. I went to go visit Kurt Cabot, who is a member of the group, pops in on the chat from time to time. Shout out to Kurt. It's my best friend since high school. I flew into Jacksonville International Airport. I get off the plane, and they only have 1 terminal, but they have 5 separate gates. All the gates feed into their own individual exit. The gate I came into, I go into the exit to go out to meet Kurt, and I see a sign that says "Welcome to Jacksonville," and it's in that distinct Jaguar green background on a window, and the very next window says "Home of the Jaguars." Now, keep something in mind here. All right. Jacksonville. I looked this up and it was nuts. Their record as a franchise since 1995, 197, 264-0. But they brand their team as the heart of the city. Even though they have only recently had a good year, but before the past 2 seasons, they had 4 straight losing seasons. Then they had the year before that in 2017 when the whole Saxonville thing. And then before that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons below 500. And if you want to go one that's above 500, you had to go back 5 seasons before that to 2007, right? This is a team that has a very Colorado-like record, if you want to be honest about it, in terms of their history. But their branding is to make the team part of the city's identity. When I fly into Reagan, do I see any "Welcome to Washington, D.C., home of the Commanders"?
There's nothing else to do in Jacksonville, though.
What other sports are in Jacksonville, though?
There's nothing else to do.
University of Florida plays in Gainesville, which is just down the road. They play their big games.
Jacksonville, though.
Oh, yeah.
No, but they play their game, the games against Georgia and some of the other big SEC conference games are played in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but it's not Jacksonville's home. Bro.
Point is, but none of the teams in DC do this kind of branding, but so there's an opening.
I know. You're right.
Harris is smart. You make this team
because no one else is doing it. None of our 4 teams in DC get that branding. So if you can establish that relationship,
yes,
do it. You said you want to be part of the community. You say you want to make this team. You know,
you stamp that W on anything and everything you can across the city,
and
you
pay for it if you have to.
Burgundy and gold, and you pay for it.
Yeah.
Governments love to take money. I'm sure they will take your money to do that.
Yeah.
But you do that. That's just branding, and you let know. Hey, when opposing fans fly into DC, they know that this is not their place.
And so I will take that a step further. When you go to Dallas Love or Dallas Fort Worth, there's a freaking Cowboy store in those airports where you get nothing but it's a Cowboy store. We used to have a Redskin store in Springfield Mall. I couldn't even tell you where there's a Redskin store now out on the Economy. I don't even know if they exist, where they are anymore. Outside the store in the stadium.
Maybe at Tyson's Corner.
Maybe, but why not put one in the airport? You're right. Why not put one in DCA? Not even Dulles.
DCA, put one at IND. Oh, put one at BWI. Just
that would be
the Ravens.
That would be awesome. Just a little middle finger.
You gotta get aggressive with this. This is marketing, people. You gotta get aggressive. You stamp this area as ours.
Or you could even partner with the other teams. Reach out to freaking Leonsis and the learners, those cheapskates, and say, "Hey guys, let's do this."
You only have to pay for part of the advertising.
Yeah.
But you make sure that your logo is the biggest and first.
Yeah. Washington is the W. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I'm with you.
You've got to create that identity. Right now, our airports, there is no identity.
No.
So it's there for the taking.
Yeah. It's very business centric, corporate centric.
I think DC is like a government city, man. You know, like those areas are government places, man. Jacksonville is like old white people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even old white people, it's military.
Or military, yeah.
It's very military. Trust me. Because I got to spend time down at NAS Jacksonville. It's a massive base.
Yeah. I haven't been there since
only one.
2000. I went there in 2000 when I was living in Daytona. There wasn't a lot to do, at least at that point down there. There were some bars, but
my sister says there's nothing to do all the time. She says it's like the biggest small city ever.
But you're so close to a lot of cool things. You're not that far.
You're 20 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, and you're an hour.
I went to
an hour from Daytona, an hour and some change from Orlando.
Yeah, you're 2 hours from Savannah.
Yeah, you got options. Right off 95. Off of 95. You got options.
I went downtown Saturday night because I went to a Jacksonville Iceman hockey game. Minor league hockey.
It's about Jacksonville just now, by the way. Like insane. It's gonna be a sports center all day. Crazy.
But I mean, they have a nice little stadium district down there. You're a couple blocks from where the Jaguars play. Right. Attached to that is Daly's Place, which is a beautiful amphitheater. If you're an AEW fan, you know about Daly's Place. But a couple blocks from that is ViStar Memorial Arena, which is where they have the hockey rink and they have arena football. Across the street from that is a minor league stadium that is almost major league size. It's that big. It's just it's AAA ball. But the point is that they have enough going on there. It's the 11th largest city in the country. All right. And this team has now taken that branding and because the opening was there, they made the city theirs. The opening is here, guys. Even if we're not having a good team, you still got to show the pride. You show the pride by showing the colors. You wave that flag. Do that. Josh, hear me out. And I'm only using the airport as an example because I went all over the city of Jacksonville. It's Jaguars this, Jaguars that, and it's not new.
Yeah,
it's not a new thing.
We can be hopeful. We don't know what this new ownership group is going to do. We really don't. We have no idea.
I know, but I want to get people thinking.
Haven't had an off season, have they?
Yeah,
no, not right. Like had it half an off season. But the thing is, I want to get people thinking this way. So for the people who have stuck it to an hour 40, God bless you.
like Phil, this way. During Labor Day weekend, I went to the beach. I went to Ocean City, and I'm always wearing Commanders gear, man. And this was right before the season started. Right as you know, we were doing fantasy football drafts that weekend, and all that stuff. And everywhere I went, I saw either others in Commanders gear or people came up to me and they're like, "Dude, I'm so excited for the season. Yeah, hail to the Commanders. You know, I still say hail to the Redskins. Hey, man, cool. You know, but it was a weird feeling that you don't normally get, but it was just so exciting. It was right after the pep rally, right after, you know, all these things were building up and up and up and up. And I just want us to have that feeling all the time. You know, wishful thinking.
I was down in Jackson. I told people, you know, we talk football and all that. You know, because I was at a sports card show and everything. So you're talking to sports fans. I'm like, yeah, I'm a Commanders fan, blah, blah. They don't have down there. They're just like, oh, it's like, man, it's like, we got a tough season for you. I thought y'all were going to be better, blah, blah, blah. You know, but it was respectful. Like, right? Like outside of our rivals, people have a better opinion of this franchise than we do. Like, I mean,
well, they haven't been subjected to all the
a good guy, man. You know, just it's had some tough breaks, but like,
no,
people don't look at it like, God, you guys are shit. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Blah blah blah. I think I had one person.
I get from my friends,
dude. When you have 4 wins of the season, there's no other way around it. The rest is just a moral victory. This
I
team
know,
is
but I'm just
shit.
saying that, like, people don't. Yeah, people. It's not like, you know. They don't.
There's a little bit of respect out there.
A little more respect.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's like more. It's like it's refreshing to be a Knicks fan. It's like, oh my god, that's my favorite. That's my best team right now. It's the fucking Knicks. Who'd imagine?
Yeah, who'd have thought? And
Yeah,
we'll see that one day when the Wizards start winning, which is probably never.
You think they'll start winning before the Washington Commanders?
Dude, we are going for a lottery pick next year, man.
Man,
And they still won't get a top 3 lottery pick, so it'll be worthless. Unless you get a top 3 lottery pick, it's worthless. I would just trade it all away.
And any pick outside the first round is usually worth nothing in the NBA. So, all right, we're at an hour and 42. We are way long. So coming up this weekend, if you're still listening or on the replay, while 5 of you on YouTube and the other 2 from Facebook, at this point, we're planning on having a barbershop. Not exactly sure on the date. There will be no
Rod's going to join
pregame.
us. Rod.
Okay, Rod, I guess you invited Tia. If you remember that, Dev, you invited
He ain't gonna
Tia.
show up, man.
You invited Tia.
Not sure. I didn't. Dev did. Remember, he goes, I haven't talked to my co-host about this, but we want you to come on the podcast. Remember that? He said that. Oh. I did not. That was Dev. Remember, he goes, I didn't run this by my co-host. However, and then he goes, we have never had a female on the podcast.
We have.
Would you like
Julie
to be the
Dawson.
first person? We haven't. Oh, yeah, Julie
Dawson.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's kind of up in the air. It's a little fluid. We'll see what happens. Either Friday, probably a Friday or Saturday.
I'm just because and I'd say to people, it's because I'm traveling again. I can't just stay home. I'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend.
Oh, the Yinzers, land of the Yinzers.
What the fuck is a Yinzer?
Those guys. A Yinzer?
Okay, I'll explain this to Dev. You know how in the South they say y'all?
That's a toy. YouTube. That's a plastic knife.
Yes.
All right, Deb, you know in the South, we say y'all, right?
Yeah.
Y'all this, y'all over there. We say you, instead of saying you, always say y'all. In Pittsburgh, they say yins.
They say yins here too.
Yeah, well, that's because it's kind of spread through West Virginia out to Kentucky. But it originated in Pittsburgh, yins. And because of that, it's so hectic up there.
I think there's even a play on it for like yuns, if I'm not mistaken. But
I don't know, but
it's Pittsburghese.
They start calling them yinzers.
They say yous too, like now yous can't leave. They say that.
Yeah, they say yins.
They say yous.
They say yins,
guys. That's
Y-N-Z.
But do they say use though? They use that over there.
I don't know.
What use over there doing?
No, that's a New York thing. Use guys.
And if you go back to the original roots of like when the Redskins were good and when the Steelers were good, there's a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers bars in the DMV because back then that's all we had. We had the Steelers up north.
Cowboys,
we had the Redskins down here. And remember, we did our spring trading. Our training camp was in Frostburg.
Was it Carlisle?
I'm sorry, Carlisle, not Frostburg. At Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and we were always scrimmaging. We had open practice with Pittsburgh, so there's a lot of Pittsburgh influence around. There's still a lot of Steelers bars, and where I live in Silver Spring. So, Jeff McCarson says, "I'm originally from North Carolina. We say yuns down here.
Yeah,
yuns.
Y'all.
Y'all, I say y'all. But thank you for everyone for tuning in. Jeff, Marcus, Chris, Greg Delaney. I'm trying to remember who else is on Facebook. Aaron Sher, Dave Razor, the Paulie Deuce. Excuse me. Ryan Elias popped in early. Todd Samuel, Kim. Thank you for all tuning in. Probably missed a couple people on Facebook here, but I apologize, but thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Like I said, as always, this podcast is available on any of your audio platforms as well. So if you're catching on a replay on YouTube, you can flip over to Apple Podcasts or Google or Spotify, and you can always catch it too. So
this podcast brought to you by Crop Metcalf.
Yes, yeah, there you go. There you go. So we'll be back either Friday or Saturday. We'll keep you guys posted. The barbershop for us is anything goes. There's no set topics. We'll just get on the mics and
You're probably drunk or high.
Talk. It will definitely be copyrighted. It'll definitely be strikes for shocking content and profanity and all the things that YouTube strikes us on a little bit, but it'll be a lot of it.
So, and the reasons why you tune into us because you're a bunch of sick, degenerate bastards like we are.
I tried to get her to put it on OnlyFans so we could have somebody on there and show some titties, but they was like, no.
We'll have to tackle that one for the off season. Yeah. But yes, we appreciate everyone. Good night. Good night, Ryan. Good night, Jeff. We appreciate it, guys. Stay tuned. Barbershop. Hey, we're also going to unroll another feature here, maybe in a couple weeks here. We'll play with it and let you guys know, see how it works out. So, all right.
And I may be going live one of these nights this week, just for the hell of it.
There
maybe. Depends. It depends on when I leave for Pittsburgh. If I leave Thursday or Friday,
there you go.
We'll see.
All right. Love you guys as always. Peace. Inhale. We out.